Good morning, YouTube group. I am getting on here. I need to do my dishes, but wanted to kind of talk as I'm doing the dishes because I wanted to talk a little bit about caring for our elderly parents. There's not many videos out there talking about how the struggle is for the person that's actually doing the caregiving. And it's not a struggle in that it's a problem, because it's absolutely no problem. But it's the struggle of making sure you do the right thing, say the right things, lead them in the right direction, be their support, all while trying to do your own life and taking care of your own family. And nobody talks about that as kids. You grow up and you just know your parents are there, and once it gets to this point, it is it's difficult as a child to be the one to have to help with making decisions, and not just decisions, but saying things that you are really hard to say, like, hey, I think it's time you stop driving. Hey, I think it's time that you move into maybe a place that has more assistance than what you're in now. Those are hard things to say to your parents, especially when they're grown. They're grown, and it's like, how would I feel if somebody was, telling me what to do, and in the case of like my ooh, that's hot water. In the case of my my family, I lost my father-in-law first to cancer, and that was back in 2018. And so that left my mother-in-law by herself. And and Jim did everything. I mean, everything for her. He had dinners ready before she got home, and he always cleaned the house, and just he was a busy bee. And so he kept the house looking nice and running smooth. And so she didn't have any. Hold on. Sorry. So she didn't have anything to worry about when it came to that type of stuff, because he always did it all. So now she struggles with wanting my husband to come over and do the things a husband would do. Like, we ended up hiring out the yard work because it became too much for him, because he was doing, not only our house, but he was doing my mom's house, his mom's house. And, because we're solo here, we don't have anybody else to rely on to help us take care of our moms. So, anyway, when my father-in-law passed away, she was relying on my husband to do the things her husband did for her. So we got through that stage, and she's found her way now. And then my father passed away. And so, one of the main things that I think of is, I don't ever want to hinder him from doing what he feels he needs to do for his mom, because I'm going to do whatever I need to do for mine. So I will never step in the way of anything that he needs to do for his mom as well. So we're trying to find a really good balance. My dad passed away in 2022, and he had multiple reasons for his passing. He had, blood sugar problems, heart problems, and just was really in the latter part, he was really, really sick. So he was in the hospital the last month of his life. And so my mom and my dad worked night shifts. So my mom is very self-sufficient and doesn't, never did really rely on anybody else there. She handled all the banking and bookkeeping, and she did all of it, you know. And so her journey after the death of my father is different than my mother-in-law's. And so not that I'm comparing at all, but you know, you just have different dynamics. And so my mom doesn't need or really want certain types of help. So it's hard for me because I notice that she needs it, and I don't want to be dictating her life. She's very capable of still driving. She does have a lung disease that we have to go to the doctor for today and kind of get a checkup on. So she has that type of stuff going on, but physically can still do the minimal things around her house. So, you know, I don't want to step in and take anything away from her journey, because, you know, this is her life too. And nobody talks about this. Nobody talks about how hard it is to, you know, sit and tell your parent, hey, turn the AC down a little bit. You've got it really warm in here. You've got a lung disease. You need to keep it cooler because it's easier for you to breathe. Stay inside today because the air quality is off today. You know, nobody talks about those things where you have to pretty much tell your parent what to do. I mean, and she's like, oh, I was gonna do that, and you know, and it's not a matter of me really. Honestly, it's not a matter of me telling her either. It's a matter of me just saying it out loud so I feel better and know that I covered that avenue. You know what I mean? Because if she gets out there and does something and it ends up hurting her, and I didn't say something and I knew that could be something that would happen, just nobody talks about this part of it. It's so difficult. I mean, my mom, she's in actually really good shape, except for her lung issue, and her lung issue is bad. I'm not gonna deny that. It's a bad lung disease. I'll talk more on that later. But nobody talks about how, you know, I have a brother, I have a sister. My brother is now disabled and he can't help out. My sister doesn't live here. She lives in Florida. She can't help out. And so even though I have siblings, I'm doing it all on my own. My husband is an only child, so he's doing it on his own, and we're trying to balance our lives, both our lives together and then our moms too, and not trying to cross a line where you say something that's going to offend your spouse now, you know, like, hey, how about you not do anything today and spend it with me? Or, hey, why don't you do something around here instead of, you know, I would never want to say that to him, and nor would I want it said to me. I want to be able to have the freedom to go and do whatever my mom needs me to do. So I just want to make this video to talk about awareness of the people that are actually the caregivers. And I'm not saying mine's difficult. I'm not, finding the balance is, I'm not gonna lie, finding a good balance is, but I wouldn't trade the memories and the time that I have with my mom, let alone his mom. And those are things I'll cherish forever. You know, I was able to care for my father-in-law. My work allowed me to work from home, and I went over there and I stayed with him, and I worked from over there. And you know, I had a bunch of time in the bank that I needed to use up, so they let me have it off. I work at a wonderful facility that I have the freedom to do some of these things too, and I am so blessed. I really, truly am. And then when my father was sick, you know, I was able to be there the entire time for him as well. So I am not complaining in the least. I'm actually very grateful. I am I'm not grateful that, you know, he's gone, that they're gone, but I'm grateful that I had that time. I have those memories. I have that and those moments that'll live in me forever. And I just, you know, one of the things I promised my dad before he passed is I said, I'll always take care of mom. Don't you worry about her. I got her. And so I've really, really tried to find a really good balance to where, you know, it doesn't affect my home life, but I also make her feel very secure in her life as well. So nobody talks about this. I just wanted to get out here and start the conversation because there's so much more I want to say on this subject, and I just hope that you follow along. So like, subscribe, and follow. I talk about many different things on this channel, or I'm going to, because it's so new that, you know, I really don't have a background to say, hey, this is what I do, because it's not. It's I'm just starting out, and I'm just now wanting to get traction on getting people to subscribe, like, and follow, and kind of give me feedback. Just, you know, help me with my journey as well. So I hope you all have a blessed day. Thank you for listening, and I'll see you next time. Bye.